Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Crazy Monkey here again. So we're in December, it's December 22nd, 2017, and the Trump tax cuts have actually already gone through. I guess he's going to sign it pretty soon, but the Congress has already passed it. And it's even worse than I thought before. I mean, it's even worse because the tax cuts for us middle class people, they all expire basically, but the corporate tax cuts, they basically are permanent. So the tax cuts for the billion-dollar corporations, multi-billion-dollar globalist corporations, those tax cuts are permanent, but the tax cuts for us middle-class people, they're only temporary. The whole tax cuts it's disgusting. It's utterly disgusting. I'm vehemently against it. It will probably be the collapse of the Republican Party, most likely. I believe this tax cut will lead to the collapse of the Republican Party. It will probably lead to a Democrat president in the year 2020, and that will take the country way to the left. They will probably flood the country with mass immigration in 2020 when the Democrat takes over. It's terrible. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. What has Trump done for us? He's in his presidency now almost almost a full year. What has he done for us? Has he built a wall? No. The wall will probably never get built. That will probably never happen. Has he cut immigration in a massive, substantial way? No. Nothing's happened. He hasn't done anything to help us. All he's done is a massive, massive corporate tax cut for the big, huge, multi-billionaire globalist corporations. That's what he's done. It's beginning clearly obvious what Trump was. He was just another globalist, basically. He was just, basically a person that got in there to give tax cuts to the billionaire elites, give tax cuts to the filthy rich elites, give tax cuts to the billionaire corporate globalist corporations, and then all the things he promised us, the middle class, those are not going to happen. We're not going to get a wall. We're not going to get cuts in immigration so our wages go up. We're not going to get that. That ain't going to happen. And then the thing is, that really, really, really makes me upset is that when he was running in the primaries, he said he was going to make all taxes up to $50,000 for a family of 2 or more tax-free. So there'd be a $50,000 exemption for a family, $25,000 exemption for an individual. And then he lowered it, and obviously in the final bill, the individual exemption is a measly, tiny little $12,000, and then the family exemption is $24,000. So he basically cut it in half. He went from his original proposal of $50,000 tax exempt for a family of 2 or more, and he lowered it down to $24,000. He went from $25,000 for a single tax exemption that was in the primaries, and then he lowered that all the way down to $12,000 exemption. That means that income up to that point is not taxed at the federal rate. That's basically what that means. And the thing is, we already get an exemption. The exemption already was like $6,000 plus your personal exemption. I think it was like $4,000. So if you're a family of 2, you already get exemptions for $20,000. So he just raises it from $20,000 to $24,000, which is like nothing compared to his original promise of 20 to up to 50, which was like substantial. That was a massive tax cut. But from 20 to 24, that's no tax cut at all. That's just a few peanuts. That's just a few measly $100. It's nothing. It's a joke. It's disgusting. It's sick. It makes me sick inside. And then if you're a family of 4, obviously, I guess they're going to raise the child tax credit, but that's just welfare. That's a welfare program, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. The exemption was better. The exemption was better. It should have just been $4,000 exemption like it used to be. He should have just kept it the way it was with the $4,000 exemption. That was better. This child tax credit is a welfare program. That's what that is. Because it's refundable, meaning if you pay 0 taxes, you still get the money. You still get the money, meaning it's a welfare check. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm just going to show it to you real quick. But I just want to say I'm vehemently against these Trump tax cuts. I think they're disastrous. I think it will probably mean the collapse of the Republican Party over the next several years. And so here's one article, real quick, about the Trump tax cuts. Here's the article. I'll show you the link. All right, so this is Finance, Yahoo. And this is an article real quick about Tech's massive tax cut. Christmas present from Trump just cleared Congress. And you can read the whole article yourself, but basically I'll just read one article. It just says, frauds, public cultural friction with the Trump administration, Silicon Valley billionaire elites are quietly celebrating the windfall, specifically a portion that will allow major tech companies to repatriate the vast wealth they store overseas to evade what many in the industry view as overly aggressive domestic corporate taxation. Basically, they can companies with substantial offshore cash like Apple, Google, Microsoft, they can bring that money back and only pay 15.5%, a massive cut from the 35%. So the big tech 5 companies, Apple, Google, Facebook, and Microsoft, they're going to get just a massive, massive tax cut, basically. And I guess they spent money lobbying. It says something about reflected in a 24% quarter-over-quarter spike in lobbying spending, much of which is focused directly on the tax bill, just paid off in spades. All right. I mean, it's just a joke. It's just a total joke. And then it gets even worse, folks. It gets even worse. All right, check this out. This is from Breitbart. Let me just get the article real quick. My battery is literally dying. All right, this is just utterly sick. This is sick. They're now giving the welfare to the illegals. Final tax bill keeps Senate loophole for illegals against House hawks' wish. And this already happened. I guess he's going to sign the tax bill pretty soon. And this basically means the illegals will get the child tax credit, and they're going to raise it, and it's refundable. The credit is now more valuable than ever because Senator Marco Rubio, the rhino, insistence the maximum refundable, that's welfare, refundable, that's called welfare, credit will increase from $1,000 per child to $1,100 in 2018 and then rise to $1,400. So if the illegals pay no taxes and they then used a child's social security number, and then they get $1,400 per child. So if the illegals got 2 anchor babies, they get $2,800 in welfare money. If the illegals got 3 anchor babies, then I guess they get what would that be? 14. So it'd be like $4,200 in welfare money. Depending on how many anchor babies they got would depend on, you know, how much of a welfare check they get. And Trump's going to sign this, you know. He said he was going to put America first, but I guess what he really meant is he's going to put the illegals first. I guess that's what he really meant.